So this is the Easy Auto Talk podcast, episode 28. And today we're going to be talking about selling scams on the internet.
Yeah.
Right?
Craigslist or internet. Yeah.
Craiglist? Okay, so we're going to be talking about
scams
when you're selling a car on Craigslist.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
We wanted to talk about this topic because there's a good friend that...
Bless you. Bless you, bro.
Over?
No, let's keep going.
Okay.
You're a
so he's looking to buy a car. He's helping a friend buy a car. Sell a car.
Sell a car.
A car. So it's he's selling it pretty cheap. So I guess he's getting a lot of attention.
So
a lot of people.
He's just trying to get rid of the car, right?
Yes, try to sell it. He posted on Craigslist. On Craigslist, and he's been getting a lot of potential buyers, people calling him, texting him, and he asked me this morning about a specific situation that he had, which I'm very familiar with because I've sold a few cars on Craigslist before, and I know what they try to do.
Right.
So this guy is saying that he wants to buy the car without looking at it in person. He's just trusting.
So the guy's just like, hey, I want to buy the car.
Yeah, I'm out of state. I don't have time to look at the car. That's, he told him a crazy story. But pretty much, basically, he's telling him, our friend, that he wants to buy the car, that he doesn't have to see it in person, and that he's going to send the payment, and he's going to send a transporter. No, it's pretty cheap.
Okay.
That he's going to send a transporter, pick it up for him, and then deliver, and he's going to sort everything out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was like, oh, that sounds too good to be true, you know what I mean? So he reached out to me, and I told him, man, just stop replying to this guy, because what they do is that they actually they fake a payment. They're going to try to send you a payment, an online payment, either PayPal or escrow, or a Western Union payment. They have several options. So they ask for your email, and they make up a payment receipt that looks very similar to an original one. And it shows that they are actually paying you more than what you were asking for the car. They pay you more.
Okay.
But what they try to get you to do is to
give them a refund.
Give them the difference. They don't want the car. They know they're not going to get the car. But they say that, let's say that you're asking $5,000 for the car. So they have to pay you $5,000 for the car. Right?
So they ask you, before they even pick up the car or anything, they're asking you
to
for,
send the difference.
Sorry, can you send me their...
So they send you're selling the car for $5,000. They send you a $5,500 payment. They tell you it's a mistake, that if you can send it back, the difference, the $500. Sometimes they even tell you, just send me $200, $300. And a lot of people fall for this, because not people is pretty quick to pick it up, pick up the scam and see what's going on. But like I said, I've encountered this situation before. I try to look it up on the internet, and a lot of people are, they've been trying to scam them, and they know the situation,
Well, if a lot of people, if there are a lot of people doing it, it's because a lot of people are falling for it. I'm sure,
they fall for it. So that's what they try to do. They send you a higher payment. They quote unquote say that they send a fake receipt, a fake payment confirmation for a higher amount than the selling price, the price that you're asking for the car that you're selling. Then they request you, hey, please, we made a mistake. Send us the difference back. And you either send it to Western Union or PayPal, whatever they ask you. And as soon as you send it back, that's it. You're out of the money that you send it back.
They probably won't text you back.
Yeah,
or
they're
anything.
probably gonna block you or ignore your phone calls. I'm sure they even out of overseas somewhere and they get the money. You know what I mean? It's a very common scam. Um, so have you ever encountered something like this
I
before?
haven't. I haven't just. I don't think I've ever bought anything on Craigslist or sold anything or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot
Yeah.
of people being a scam. Not that precisely that scam, but a lot of people like getting ripped off or getting like junk stuff that is not
Yeah.
what it was supposed to be and stuff like that. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to be
it's
in
crazy.
all of those, I guess, marketplaces. You got to be careful. Like
Careful.
even if it's a Facebook
Only
marketplace or
only
whatever.
take payment on cash, because there's another big scam that they'll tell you it goes, it's going on any item. They tell you that they're gonna send you the payment on PayPal, right?
Right.
And then they get the car, the item. Let's say they get the car in person, and on PayPal you're supposed to ship the item. If they file a claim against you against that payment, they're gonna say they never got the item. And if you deliver the car or the item in person to them, there's no way that you can prove that you shipped the item. And PayPal is gonna decide on their favor, and they're gonna get their money back,
So I
and
guess
you're out of your
if
item.
you're sending, well, but I understand that on a smaller article, like you can send it and you'll have a tracking, and it will show that it did deliver wherever it was.
Right.
But
That's
if
how
you-
you protect yourself. You have to ship it.
What about
If they
what
pay
about a
you.
car?
Well,
Ship the
Yeah.
car if the guy's like right
that's why
here?
you don't take payments on PayPal. You gotta take it on cash.
Right.
Don't gotta risk it. I mean, this is a car. Here's the title. Give me $5,000 cash. Don't take any other form of payment
What
just
about
to be
you
covered.
could take I wouldn't recommend to take checks because they can
No.
just bounce, but you could take maybe a bank transfer. Just
Bank transfer too.
wait until you actually do
Yeah.
receive the
At
money
that point, I just recommend going with the person to the
to
branch.
the branch.
You tell them. That's how I did. When I sold my previous cars to another person, I just tell them to meet up at my bank. I have Chase. I told them, hey, let's meet up at the Chase branch, so it's a safe place for
Right.
you and me.
Yeah,
Because there's gonna be
yeah.
security, and I want to deposit the money right away and make sure that the cash or whatever payment I'm taking is legit. Also, and
Yeah.
it's safe for them. We can sit inside the branch.
that's
Pretty easy.
why I said it like maybe a different type of payment because I could understand some people they don't
Don't
want to
wanna
meet
carry
like it or
cash.
no they don't want to meet the person like in person like you don't know like
Right.
if you're buying I don't know a computer or something and you're a girl or something like that or
Right.
I could understand that they don't want to meet the person just ship it to me.
Right. But that's the other way. So you just gotta be careful. Watch out. A regular buyer, a legitimate buyer, is gonna want to see the car in person. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
real reason why they're gonna buy your car from another state. Unless you have like a very rare, super rare car. But I mean, if it's a Toyota Corolla, why are they gonna buy from out of state? You gotta have common sense. That's the
And I
main
don't
thing.
even think, because I can see that happening. Like we have talked before, we have sold cars online. Of course, we're a dealership. It's a little bit different. And the type of car, it's actually different. You're buying a way newer car. It's something that maybe you really don't have to see it in person because, it's a newer car. But
Right.
if it's something that you said that it was a cheaper car, you really want to see that thing and you want to drive it. And
Yeah.
because, those cars are going to have some stuff. You want him to explain you, hey, you have to do this and hit it here to turn it on. All of those things.
you gotta use common sense.
Yeah.
If you're selling a $5,000 car, like why would someone from another state don't want to see the car and they're just gonna send you all the cash. I mean, does it really make sense? Not really. But
yeah, and a cheap car like that,
Cheap car.
they could probably find it where in whatever
Yeah.
state they are.
yeah.
Too.
So
It's not anything
only
rare.
take cash when selling a car. Don't send-
Do you know any scams selling a car? Like if buying a car? If you're buying a car, have you
I'm sure
heard
there
of
are
something?
there are a few, but I don't know. That's something maybe we can talk on a next episode. I haven't really bought any car from Craigslist.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly, most of the time I've sold cars, but I haven't. The only one I found on Craigslist, it was from one had the dealer had it, so I went in person, and then I bought two cars off of Craigslist, one from a dealer, and the other one was from a private party. But if you're buying a car, I guess it's the same thing. If you're buying the car from a private party, make sure they have the title. Read the title, make sure it's on their name.
I got one that
VIN
we
number.
have encountered helping people out when they, because usually when we have friends and people that they get to the States or whatever, they're trying to get a cheap car, and it's actually not that easy for us as a dealer to buy a really cheap car
In good condition.
in good conditions. And they're our friends, so it's like a little bit of an uncomfortable situation because you want to get something good, but for that price, it's really hard. So usually in those cases, what we do is we tell them to go to either Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or stuff like that. And some people have done it, and what has happened is that we tell them, send us the VIN number, and we will run it. Because usually they have encountered cars with the miles rolled backwards.
back.
So that's a scam.
That's another scam.
That's a scam. They roll back the miles, so they get more money.
Because usually people don't have. We run the Carfax. It costs money.
Right.
We have an account, but we try to help people out, our friends. Because usually for a Carfax report, for a single report, it's about $30. So it's money, and they're buying a car for $2,000.
Exactly.
They don't care about, or they don't have the funds because they're already spending a lot of money on the car. But they don't have the tools to verify that. They just see what they see on the car, and they really don't have the knowledge about how to check for those kind of things. And it's pretty common, like they tell you it's got 100,000 miles, but in reality, the car already had 200,000 miles.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, you see some crazy rollbacks.
Yeah. So that's, I guess, that's a good scam, people.
Not a good scam.
Or a good example
Yeah.
of a scam. Sorry. Yeah, but that's, we encountered that a lot, actually. And it happens because people don't know how the system works, and they don't have the tools to check everything, and,
Yeah. And it's, for some reason, me personally, and it's probably not a big deal, but for me, in my opinion, makes such a big difference. I check stuff on Craigslist, and just the feeling of the webpage makes me want to not buy anything here. Because I go to Facebook Marketplace, and I feel, for some reason, these are good people, And I go into Craigslist, and it's like sketchy.
Well, on Facebook Marketplace, you can see the person, the profile.
True.
On Craigslist, you don't see anything from the person
And
until
the font,
you meet them.
and it's just like a cheap webpage,
Yeah,
It
is.
They should.
It used to be pretty good back in the day. Like I said, I think I bought 2 or 3 cars maybe off of Craigslist. It used to be, it didn't have too much junk back in the day.
Right.
Nowadays, there's a lot of scammers, a lot of junk, and it's not much like worth it stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, let's not say that because I think people can find stuff. They just need to be really careful.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you can find stuff.
I recommend, if you were to ask me, like friends looking for cheap car, tell them go on Marketplace,
Offer up.
offer up. You can see some information, even reviews on offer up. They can leave a review after you either bought a or sold a item. So, and you can see some information about the person, So
Right.
it makes
Makes
the
things a little bit
situation
better.
and easier. Yeah.
At least you saw the person's face or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
So, but yeah, if something like that were to happen, if you were to get scammed or something, again, most scammers are actually overseas, so there's nothing you can do. Just be careful. Just be careful and use common sense. That's the main thing.
If it
Common
seems too good,
sense.
if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So
If you have a good car for a good price, someone local is gonna buy it for sure. There's no real reason that someone from out of state is gonna buy your cheap car without looking at it, and then send you an overpayment. Come on, use common sense. But yeah, do your work, And we wanted to talk about this because it's pretty common, honestly, unfortunately, and some people fall for it, So
yeah, a lot of people do. So be careful out there, people. Check everything and don't fall for stuff like that. Make sure you use common sense.
yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you.